You guys, I feel like I'm gonna jinx this. I'm on the Oregon coast and there isn't any fog today. I can see the ocean. It's actually blue, it's not gray. Who would have known? Not me. I was expecting it to be like all super foggy again and grayed out and a miserable in Oregon coast part 2, but no, not miserable. This is fantastic.
I don't know if any of you remember this, but this is not my first time visiting the coast of Oregon. I sure remember it.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I've been running away from the stupid fog for a week now. I need to see the sun.
The first time, well, it did not go according to plan. The fog was thick and didn't let up for days. The lack of sun and ability to see 10 feet in front of me drove me into a temporary depressive state, and I was forced to leave the coast to find the sun, to find some mental stability again.
Really craving the sun. I notice my mood gets affected by the weather.
Point of the last video, I do not handle thick fog well, and I require sunlight every 2 to 4 days, as well as daily watering, coffeeing, feeding, and chocolate chipping. So, I was hesitant to make a return to the coast this time around. But luckily for me, and for you, I had a lot of sunshine during this summer season, which allowed me to actually see the coast. And let me tell you, wow.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry.
This is so cool. Guys, I can't believe it's actually sunny. I'm so happy.
It is crazy being able to see, like your outstretched hand in front of you, will do for your mood. Okay, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but it was bad, people. And for anyone who lives near the Oregon coast, I have a newfound reverence for you all. But when you can actually see, driving up or down Route 101, which lines nearly the entire coastline, should be a bucket list item for anyone, because it might be the most beautiful, picturesque coastline in the United States.
Have you guys ever seen a beach like this before with all the rocks? This is crazy. This is heavenly. It is warm, but not too warm. It's like 65 degrees here with a light breeze, no clouds in the sky, even though it's Oregon. No fog. Gorgeous, gorgeous rocks. Man, redemption, Oregon. I take back all the mean things I said in my last video. This is also only my first stop out of like the bajillion. The bar has been set very high.
There are literally hundreds of pull-off areas, trails, state parks, national forests, and beach access spots along this one main road. I only did a fraction of them because I think it would probably take an entire year to see everything on the coast. But also, the problem is, I am notoriously a beach bum. So notorious that I will often hear whispers of people passing by saying, "Is that the notorious beach bum?" To which I turn around and apathetically nod because anything else would require more effort, and that is not the way of the beach bum. You put some sand and ocean in front of me and I will sit there all day long, barely moving. I don't even need entertainment. I will just lose myself and my mind in the sand, watching the ocean. I know, weird, but it happens every time. Okay, for the sake of the video, I did do some walking. And for the record, I do love swimming, but it was way too cold for that as the ocean temperatures average 65 degrees in the summer months.
You guys, I've never seen a starfish before. This is so cool. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen them in the aquarium before. I've never seen a wild starfish. Oh, there's another one. Hello, my dude. Snail next to you. Oh, there's another one, I think. That one down there. Where's my finger? Oh, there's my finger. Whoa. Also, what is that thing? Does anyone know what that is? How do you Google that? Spiky green water creature? Oh, there's more! They're everywhere, guys.
So I tried Googling spiky green sea creature, and all I kept getting was sea urchin, but this is not a sea urchin from what I can tell. So if there's any marine biologists out there, or professional Google searchers, let me know if you can figure out what this is. I am really curious.
I was not expecting all that. I found a new hobby, starfish hunting. They're everywhere, guys.
Let's talk temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry to the rest of the world, I realize that's annoying. Americans like being stubborn, present company included, as I haven't taken the time to learn Celsius, even to convert it for this video. The Oregon coast has very mild temperatures year-round, meaning the summers don't get too hot, only reaching highs of the mid-70s. And winters never get too cold, only reaching the lows of the mid-30s. But on average, the temperature often ranges from the 40s to the 60s year-round. This is regulated by oceanic currents brought to this northern coastline. The cooler ocean water comes down from Alaska, warming up a little bit in the process, but it's still very cold. These cooler waters regulate the coastal temperatures, keeping them fairly constant and mild throughout the year.
No way. This is crazy beautiful. The forests in the Northwest are just built differently than all the other ones. So beautiful. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. They're just, wow. I guess what it is I've never walked in the forest right next to the ocean before, and this is pretty unique. You hear the waves and you can see the ocean, but you're also surrounded by these massive, gorgeous trees, and then the ocean.
It was kind of strange being here as the rest of the country was experiencing a heat wave. And on the coast, it was between 50 and 70 degrees each day I was there. As a Northeasterner, I'm used to brutally hot and humid summers, so this felt like I had entered into a fantasy summer world. I mean, because also, look at this. It just doesn't feel real.
It's a lot of ferns. It's fun to say ferns. All right, I gotta get some sleep. I'm sorry. I decided we're gonna do our coffee routine on the beach. Give you guys a view and my grumpy face all in one shot. It's a little bit hazy this morning, but it's not too foggy, so we're still feeling okay for now.
Alright, so I have been in somewhat of a denial about how cranky I am in the morning. Since I've started filming myself pre-coffee this trip, I can no longer deny the facts. I am just unpleasant in the morning. If you ever run into me on the road before 8 a.m., I would like to apologize now for my face and my lack of enthusiasm. But there's little I can do to fix my face. It's apparently a thing for me. If you are interested in figuring out your weird habits, try filming yourself for a few days. There's a lot you probably don't realize you do, and it is a very eye-opening comedic experience. Humbling and amusing. 9 out of 10 would recommend.
I'm getting pretty good at this coffee scene, huh? Should take it professional. Coffee with a backdrop. There's probably a market for that, right? It's definitely more foggy than when we first arrived, right? Or am I going crazy? Guess that's the coast for you.
There are so many beaches that it was not a hard thing to find your own private beach, especially in the early hours. Obviously, there's a lot of really cool and popular sites to see along the coast that draw large crowds. But it was also very simple to find quiet, private moments here in the peak summer season. I had a chance to enjoy a quiet, foggy morning on my own beach, sipping my warm coffee to ward against the chill of the ocean breeze, taking a barefoot walk next to the cool ocean, taking in the sights of the massive rocks jutting out of the ocean, the fog clouding the morning in mystery. It felt like a dream I didn't want to wake up from.
This has been your coffee making scene with Angie in the morning.
Most mornings on the coast were coated in a light fog, but as the sun came over the horizon, the fog dissipated, and the clear beaches and warm skies were inviting me to just slow down and enjoy the quiet, and become a beach bum. And that's exactly what I did. I drove to various beaches along the coast, stopping to explore, and just to eat and sit in the sand. A proper summer vacation in a fantasy land, far from miserable.
Coffee's kicking in. I completely forgot about the fact that in Oregon they fill up your gas tank for you. I was like, why is this man approaching my vehicle? Yes, they've It's been a while, okay? Okay, the fog kind of makes it a little bit cool. It makes it very cool. It still puts me in a bad mood if I'm in it for like 3 days though. This is pretty cool.
They're way more vocal than the seals were that I saw in Rhode Island.
These guys are just like,